Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're going to start the Around the Farm segment out this week. We're starting at the cub, like we usually do. I got her back in the shop. I actually had her out there under the shed for about a week where I could do a little work on the boats. But I kind of got the boats where they need to be. I did get the motor. I got that Mercury motor on the back of the pontoon boat. It cranked up, sounds good. Hey, we'll have it in the water maybe before the week's over with. Well, probably next week, honestly, because we're going to have the grandbabies this weekend, and that kind of takes care of late going when we have grandbabies. But that's all right. I love the grandbabies, so that's all good. Well, what we got to do? I mowed grass yesterday for a good little while. After church, come home, eat a bite, sit around, relaxed, and it was cool and breezy yesterday evening. It's an area south of Birmingham, got a lot of rain. We just seemed to get the cool breeziness of it, so I just got out there on the mower and I mowed for quite a few hours. Got a lot done, a lot more than I expected to be done. I got to go finish up a few spots. Hey, I'll have everything mowed from the house all the way to the pond here in a little bit. That's a good start. And this rain, it sure made the grass grow. Last time I mowed it, all I was doing just knocking down all them seed heads. Well, this time I had to show enough mow some grass. I need a baler out there to run behind that mess. You know, we get through with that. If it's not raining, now we got thunder clouds all around us. But if it's not raining, I'm gonna put the bush hog on the back of the Kubota tractor. I'm gonna go out there and, you know, bush hog the corn down. I'll probably leave the bush hog on the Kubota for a while and run it up and down through the woods some, kind of clean out some of the heavy growth in some areas that I don't mow very often with a skag. Of course, we got to deal with chickens. You know, they're up there squawking right now. Up there saying, "Hey, come feed me. You hadn't fed me this morning yet." So they're up there hollering at me. I'll go up there and feed them, get us some eggs here in a little bit. Okra needs picked. It's doing real well right now. I like the okra side of things because generally you can pick a couple of days, cut it up, and you can put you a couple of bags in the freezer. It's not like it's just hitting you all at one time, and you know, you got to do like, you know, you do the corn. I mean, you gather the corn and you got a lot of corn to deal with very quickly. Okra is just spread out between now and frost. You know, I felt like just giving away or even throwing away the okras out there right now for the next 2 weeks. It wouldn't matter when the year's over with. I'm still gonna have plenty in the freezer for the, you know, to get us through winter. And plus, you know, you're eating on it all the way up to frost, so you don't need as much okra to carry you through the winter as you think you would, unless you're just a hoarder and you want one of these rooms that, you know, looks like a Dollar General full of canned goods. You know, things could get that bad. Lord, I hope not. But anyways, let me get busy. I'm gonna get on the skag and go out there and do a little mowing. I'm gonna mow until I run out of gas anyways. I run one tank empty. I was on the other tank for a long time, and I had about a gallon that I put in the empty tank, and that way if I run out, I can swap tanks and get back to the house. So that's good. I was in a world of product reviews. I'm thinking, I ought to do a product review on that lawnmower. It's an 08 model. Skag, 52-inch cut. It's got the Kohler on it. I have to say, it's been a good mower. I can count the problems I've had with it on one hand. The main spring that holds belt tension broke on it. And I found it, got in here and kind of rebent the hook and got it back on there. It worked for a long time, broke again. I bought one very expensive little spring. It was over $100 for the spring. And you know, it run a year or so and it broke. Well, the last spring I put on it, because I said, well, they're about the same size, was a hood spring off a 1972 model Chevrolet pickup truck. And it's been on there for 7 or 8, 9 years, I guess. It had never broke. It's just worked out about right. Another time I poured, and this is, well, anyway, embarrassed to say this, but another time I poured diesel fuel in it. It might have been kerosene. I poured something besides gasoline in it one time. I think it was diesel fuel that I bought, and I think I'd put the diesel in the gasoline can, and, you know, got them mixed up, filled it full of diesel, and mowed grass. And you know, it mowed fine. It run on the diesel. I was impressed that it was running on the diesel. I'm sure it was mixed with some gasoline, but it was running fine. Until the next time I went to get on it, and then it didn't want to crank, didn't want to run right, spit, sputter, backfire, sound terrible. I thought, what in the world? Then I started fooling with the carburetor, and when I started fooling with the carburetor, I smelled the diesel in it, and I said, well, dadgummit. So I ended up, you know, having to drain the tanks, but it damaged the fuel pump when I done that. So I had to replace the fuel pump, and other than just tires going flat every once in a while, it really hasn't been anything of any issue. And I put new tires on it because the old ones had got a couple of holes in it over the years, and the new tires, you know, they would stay aired up for a long time, and then you come in the next day, it'd just be flat. I'm like, what in the world? Well, I ended up putting some green slime in, and I ain't getting no trouble since then. But anyway, let me get on the mower and get a little work done. I've already made this little at the cub video too long, and we'll just try to throw them little 20-second videos in there of stuff I'm doing. And I guess this will be the 20-second video of me getting on the skag and getting the work done. But anyways, thanks for watching. We'll just keep it going. Well, corn is gone. Beans too. Nothing left but okra. And squash over going to seed. What are we gonna plant next? We're gonna do a summer garden? I don't know. We're gonna have to give it some thought. Let me do a little more bush hogging. And I may either drag this or put the box blade back on it. Go from there. All I'm really wanting to do here is just kind of get some of these weeds out of the midway. I've had an old Troy built for 30 years. Special edition Troy built here. I just tell it to go to the shed and it goes to the shed. It probably wouldn't hurt if I kind of give it a little direction. Old Troy built, about the best old tiller you can have. Well, that's all right. Got me out of the house. This Tuesday been a little different than I hoped it'd be. At least, you know, sometimes you go to bed at night and you're thinking about what all we're gonna do the next day. And yeah, that ain't quite how the day turned out. I was down here yesterday mowing grass and bush hogging, did everything I had to do, and the wife was up there working on some honeydew project stuff she wants me to finish. So we got up this morning and actually went to Senior Citizen Center. You know, I know I don't look like I'm hardly past 35, but I am a little older than that. And so was she. But one of our local newscasters, James Spann, for those that are around here, was speaking at a Senior Citizen Center. I'm gonna say it's 4 or 5 miles up the road, ain't far. And we all like James Spann. The whole Birmingham area just loves James Spann. Good guy, good Christian man. But anyways, we went to hear him speak. It was, you know, it was nothing special. I mean, I've heard him speak a time or two, so I knew what to expect. And he just give a good, real encouraging talk about helping others and you know, paying it forward, and you know, helping folks. You know, I enjoyed listening to it. And then, you know, we got back, and it's been thundering and raining and trying to rain. I've stepped out the door a couple of times. It's going to do this, and come down here and it starts sprinkling on the windshield. I said, well, the bottom's fixing to fall out. I better wait. Well, this last time, I did the same thing. Come out the door, got the tiller. I said, yeah, it started raining. Let's wait another day. And I said, well, let's just go for it. And now, you know, it's thundering in the distance. I mean, it should be pouring down rain any second now, but I got it tilled, and that's good. And I got it tilled before the rain got here, so that was great. But yeah, wife's got a couple little projects she wants me to work on. They get finished or not, that's a whole other story. But hey, you know, I'm gonna get up there, and we got a room back there in the back that I remodeled a place on the inside when I moved in it. You know, I think I've told y'all this before, but I was going to remodel this little double wide. Spent more money on than it was worth to have a place to stay. And I was going to build a house out there on the other side of the okra patch. If you look back at the video, you'll see a cross in the background. And right out there, I was going to build a little house, you know, a little 1,600 square foot house. And you know, that was back in, I don't know, 2013, 14, 15, right around in there. And well, you know, of course, 2020 hit, COVID hit, I lost my job, you know. I was making some pretty good money as a maintenance guy, a local coffee plant here in Birmingham. And to be honest with you, they just got rid of a lot of their older guys. You know, a lot of their older, and I won't even say higher paid, you know, employees. And you know, I know they had passed a law against that a long time ago, but believe me, it still happens. And when you get 58 years old and start trying to find a job in the market, and here you are with 30 years experience, they want you to start at $14 an hour. It's like, well, man, I don't know about that. And but anyways, you know, one thing led to another. I ended up fooling with HVAC for a couple of years, and I too old didn't think about doing that, to be honest with you. But I piddled around with it for a couple of years. Now I'm drawing Social Security, you know. And I'm working in the garden. I'm enjoying it. I'm not sitting on no ton of money. But you know, I feel blessed to be where I'm at. I'm sitting on this 22 acres. It's mostly paid for. In other words, my payment on this is half what you'd pay rent anywhere. And you know, I don't owe that many more years on it, so we keep just making the payments and getting by. You know, the last few years it's been rough on us. I mean, rough on us. Nobody built back better. Said they was, but they didn't do it. And just, you know, everything got more difficult. I mean, you know, we spend $200 more a month on fuel. You know, when I was working, we spend $500 more a month on groceries. I mean, you know, everything went up around here. The power bill, you know, last month's water bill, I didn't water the garden one time with city water. Everything I watered with is rainwater. But, you know, last month's water bill, $110. You know, automobile insurance went up, but for me it went down because I got 2 vehicles off of it. Just trying to tighten up a little bit. But you know, I'm not complaining. I mean, hey, we making it. We making ends meet. We gonna be fine. I ain't complaining about a thing. You know, I'm gonna garden and piddle around. You know, who knows? I might get one of them little $14 an hour jobs up at Lowe's or something, kind of help out this fall, and, you know, help get Christmas behind us. there's so many things to think about in life. You know, I don't expect, you know, whoever comes in there next to change the world around. Because it's not at my age. I mean, at my age, I mean, don't get me wrong, I got a few good ideas that might pan out. I mean, I got a HVAC state license, I got a home builder's license, I got a real estate license. You know, got licenses out the yang, but I never could make things really work for me like I wanted it to in the real estate game. I really was in a good position on the builder-developer side of things until the housing industry crashed in '08, and that's when I really got my britches pulled down right there. Now that really was the kick in the butt for me, because when the finances went down, the wife of 28 years hooks up with some guy she meets on the internet, and you know, and there I am, you know, basically looking at my mind at that time. I was basically looking at bankruptcy and a divorce, and with the youngest child still in college. Man, that was a bad time in my life. That was the lowest part of my life I think I've ever been through. But you know, she's in love with the old guy, so hey, you just gotta let him go. What can you do? And me and Lee, we met at church, and we've been together for well, we just celebrated our 10th anniversary on May the 30th. So you know, and you know, this ain't nearly the life I'd like to give her. Certainly is not as nice as the first wife I received. But anyways, hey, it wasn't good enough for the first one, so I don't know. But anyways, but we get along good. We seem to enjoy this property, the chickens, the gardening, the fresh vegetables. You know, we're comfortable. You know, making ends meet. And you know, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. And you know, who knows what might happen next. You know, get enough subscribers, this channel will be monetized. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I don't know if that'll ever happen or not, but I'm gonna keep pecking around there. You never know what might happen. And I keep thinking which direction I need to take it. I know, you know, winter's coming on. We got the Cub in there we're gonna be redoing. I mean, there's a lot of projects I got to do, you know, in the shop now. And then of course I got the barrels over working on. I'm gonna try to get, you know, 4 or 5 of them things finished out. Maybe we can grow or something over the next few months. That'd be nice. There's so many things I'd love to do. You know, I look at this area right here in front of me over here and think, well, if I could fence that in. Of course, I got so many trees, it's really not a great place for cows to be, but if I could fence that in, you know, and fence that in out there, and I could, you know, I could move them back and forth on these 2 fields. This is 22 acres, but it's not flat by no means. It's not the best, you know, I mean, I love the place, don't get me wrong, but it's not the best laying piece of property that you could have. But hey, who knows what might happen, you know. I get up, thank the Lord every day for another day of life, get out here and enjoy myself, and hey, just make the very best of it. That's just my thing. Big old twin-engine airplane going in, probably military, because all the military planes go in this direction, all the commercials go in that direction. You know, the ones that are coming from north of Birmingham anyways. And but anyways, let me get up the house. It's almost 6 o'clock in the evening. Get up there, and I don't know what we're gonna do. We were cleaning out one of the rooms and putting up some shelves, and I come down here to get some brackets, and then I decided, well, I'm gonna till that garden, and well, there you go, you know, mine just wandered off a different direction. But that's all right. Let me get busy, but talk to you guys later.